Right, Buyer's Guide, Wayne Ritchie's and Brian again. Now we're going to stick the boot in and we're talking bindings.
We are.
What do you got there?
I've got just a good, entry-level share around men's binding here, mate. It's nice and easy to get into. Opens up here, makes it nice and easy to get into. There's no fun in a binding that's really hard to get on and off when we're learning. Stretches here through the front. It's got this little neoprene gusset. Stretches with all different shapes of feet. Pull the lace up, away you go. Pretty
Fantastic.
simple, mate.
Good
Great
one.
binding.
Now here's a personal favourite of yours and also mine, I think. I rode this binding for a while.
Yeah, it's a great binding.
The Transit.
Yep.
And she's a good binding for the intermediate level. Do you want to talk us through what's going on here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a similar in its design, being open toe, but now it's a lot more rigid. It envelops your foot a lot more. You've also got 2 banks of laces through the front, which just enables you to pull it down much tighter. So basically just a stiffer, more supportive version of, the first binding here we talked about in the Hyperlight Sprint.
Good stuff. Okay, now we've got 2 of the top end boots here. Can you talk us through some of these? I've got the Shane in my hand and
I've got the Frank from Ronix in my hand.
Shane and Frank. Now talk us through Frank first.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great binding. I mean, have a look at it. It just looks awesome. I mean, with the closed toe, really where it's at right now for your high-end riding, just envelops your foot and gives you a great fit. It's got 2 banks of laces through the front. You can pull it nice and tight and really quite supportive. It's a great boot.
Seems very stiff.
It does, yeah.
To be quite frank.
Yeah, exactly, mate.
Now we've got the Shane as well. Now we can see here we've got a bit of an air cell in here. What's this all about?
Yeah, well, it's just, we're all familiar with air cells or pockets in our runners, I guess, and it's just much the same thing. On those bigger landings, it's just designed to, soften those landings and absorb some of the impact for those guys who are going big.
So when you get a higher end boot, you actually want to get something that's going to be a lot more comfortable as well as supportive, because you are going to be trying things a lot harder than a beginner would. Is that right?
Exactly. You want something that definitely envelops your foot and holds you in there better, so you don't run the risk of, maybe twisting an ankle or a ligament in the top of your foot. You really want to be in there nice and tight.
That's right. And for those of you who ice skate, you don't go ice skating in thongs, do you? So you want something nice and supportive if you're going to try those big tricks. And now, Brian, for the girls?
Got to look good, doesn't it?
Doesn't it look fantastically
Looks
pretty?
great.
It looks very pretty with these little diamantes on it.
Sure does. Much the same thing as a guy's binding, really, that we've just discussed. But yeah, looks great. Nice and easy to get into. We can pull it up with the laces through the front here. It's going to be great for the girls if they want to share it with maybe their sisters or a couple of friends. And wow, just looks so good.
Looks good with the nail polish.
Sure does.
Now, Brian, the kids' bindings, now there's obviously a very significant difference here with these 2 bindings. I think that's got a lot to do with the price as well. What do you get here?
Yeah, sure has, Christian. I mean, we've got 2 different bindings here. The O'Brien one that I've got here, it's just a really easy binding to use. It opens up a lot, but it's really quite soft, and it's sort of a lower end binding for the more price conscious sort of buyer. Great if you're not doing a stack of wakeboarding, you just want the kids to get out there and have a bit of fun. Now, if you're looking for a slightly more high performance binding and you're the kind of kids that are going to be out there riding every weekend and the family's right into boating, then something like this little Ronix binding here might be a little bit more for you. Sort of envelops your foot a little bit better, and it's definitely a firmer, more supportive fit. So if you are going to sort of start to do some of those bigger tricks and you're progressing pretty quickly, it's definitely going to offer you some more support.
So you've got 2 different types of bindings there, different price ranges as well. Also, these little ratchet systems for the little tackers, very easy to manoeuvre.
Yeah, sure, nice and easy to adjust. You don't need screwdrivers or tools, you can just do it on the fly.
That's great. So make sure that mums and dads get your kids in the right bindings.